Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Josh, and this is your stimulus check update for the next stimulus package for Wednesday, February 24th. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Wednesday afternoon so far. In this video, I'll be discussing updates in regards to the current relief package and the third stimulus check. I'll also be discussing the $1,400 direct payments, some progress being made in the bill by the Rules Committee, and then I'll be wrapping up this video by answering some of the comments and questions that I received in my previous video. But first, if you wouldn't mind real quickly liking this video, give me a big thumbs up. It really just helps with the YouTube algorithm in terms of pushing this video out to other viewers like you, and hopefully helping other people like you as well. Okay, so if you were wondering if Republicans were ever going to get on board with President Biden's $1.9 trillion relief package, that's probably not going to happen, at least anytime soon. Just today, Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana said, "This isn't a virus bill. This is a left-of-Lenin neo-socialist wish list." I mean, it just is. It is chock full of spending porn. They got money for transit projects, bridges, and language preservation. Billions for people who are in our country illegally. I am all for spending additional monies to combat the virus, but this bill isn't it. Kennedy also said that 95% of Biden's bill isn't even going to be spent until 2022 and beyond. Kennedy then went on to say that if he was king for a day, he would use his powers to open all schools throughout the United States, that the future of this country is education. He said that we've given K through 12 schools $70 billion to get their schools open, and they've only spent $4 billion. So Kennedy questions, why exactly are we giving them hundreds of billions of dollars more? Also, earlier today, when House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy was asked about the package, he said, too costly, too corrupt, and too liberal. So it looks like Democrats are by themselves on this package. In some good news, we saw some more progress on the reconciliation package today, with the House Rules Committee publishing the text of the new bill. Now, the House Rules Committee is the last panel in the chamber that needs to finish its work before the legislation can reach the floor for a vote. Unfortunately, in this bill, they ended up actually exceeding the price limit given to them, so adjustments will need to be made to ensure that it's within the overall price range. The main reason for this is because they included spending on foreign aid, tribal assistance, and the National Science Foundation and National Institute of Standards and Technology. These portions of the bill were not included in the previous text approved by the Budget Committee, since Democrats did not have time to mark up those portions. Apparently, there were some scheduling difficulties. So while they get the budget taken care of, the House is still expected to hold the vote on this bill on Friday. And not to worry, the changes that need to be made to lower the overall price tag back down to $1.9 trillion will not eliminate any of the measures that we're looking out for, such as the third stimulus check. Also today, the Senate parliamentarian met with staffers in regards to whether or not a minimum wage increase can be included in the reconciliation bill. After the meeting concluded, there was no ruling made. However, it's expected that we will hear a ruling soon, possibly as early as later tonight. If it's ruled that they can't include the measure to increase the minimum wage in the reconciliation bill, then they'll need to remove that provision. If it's ruled that they can, then they'll be able to keep it in there. However, they'll still run into the issue of some Democrats opposing the increase to $15 per hour, such as Joe Manchin. So even though they may not be able to increase it to $15 per hour, there's still a good chance that they'll be able to at least increase it to $11 per hour. Let's wait and see. More than likely, it will be ruled that the measure won't be able to stay in the bill, which will then force Democrats to ditch the measure, unless, of course, they think they can get 60 votes in the Senate, which is pretty unlikely. Recently, we heard President Joe Biden say his prediction was that the provision wouldn't meet the standards of the Byrd Rule, so as you can probably tell, even the president doesn't have much confidence in the measure staying. This would probably be a good thing overall, even for Joe Manchin, as arguing over what the minimum wage should be increased to could possibly just hold up the bill from passing. At this point, if you want to increase the minimum wage at the federal level, fine. But let's make sure the other measures that are there to help American families out the most are passed first. So again, as far as the timeline goes, we're still expecting this bill to pass by the middle of March. They're still right on schedule to meet that deadline, as long as they don't drag out the debate on other issues, such as the one for increasing the minimum wage. In the meantime, while they work out the final details, all we can do is hope for the best. Okay, so at this point in time, I'm going to move right along to answering some of the comments and questions that I received in my previous video. So without further ado, let me go ahead and jump into the first comment of this video, which is from Vienna. Vienna says, "Good morning, Josh. If you're on SSI and your bank account has changed, will it still be sent? Thank you." Okay, thank you so much for your question, and more than likely, if you change banks since receiving your first or second direct payment, then you'll end up receiving a check in the mail instead. This is because when the IRS attempts to send your payment to your old bank account, it'll get rejected and sent back to the IRS. At that point, the IRS will have to reprocess your payment and send you a check in the mail instead. Now, it is possible that the IRS may give everyone a few days to update their banking information through the payment portal. If they do give us that chance, I would highly recommend that you do so just to ensure that you receive your payment in the fastest way possible. Okay, moving along to the next comment video, which is from Mohammed. Mohammed says, "I have no income. I haven't received the $1,200 stimulus payment, nor the $600 payment. You are now talking about the third stimulus payment. Can you help me on what to do in order to get the first and second payments, which are long overdue?" Okay, thank you so much for your question. And first off, I'm incredibly sorry that you still haven't received your first or second stimulus payments. In this case, it's possible that you didn't receive them because you were simply ineligible. For example, if you're being claimed as a dependent on someone else's tax returns, then unfortunately, that would have made you ineligible to receive either payment. However, even if you're being claimed as a dependent, you will still be eligible to receive the third direct payment of $1,400. Now, if you're not being claimed as a dependent, on the other hand, then you should have received the first two payments. If this is the case, more than likely, you didn't receive them because you haven't been filing your tax returns. In your question, you said that you have no income, so I'm just assuming that you haven't filed a tax return within the last 2 years. In order to receive these payments, you would have needed to have filed a tax return within the last 2 years. If this is true, and again, if you're not being claimed as a dependent, then you can obtain the $1,800 you missed out on from the first two payments by claiming the credits on the tax returns that you filed this year. Then, once the IRS processes your tax returns this year, they'll have all of your information on file, which will enable them to send you the third direct payment once the bill passes of $1,400. Alright, so on that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. If you did enjoy the content in this video and you'd like to see more videos like it, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. It is completely free to do so, and it's a great support to me. Also, if you'd like to receive 4 free stocks from Webull, with 2 of them valued all the way up to $1,600 each, or 1 free stock from Robinhood, just for signing up and linking your bank account, please feel free to claim those free stocks by clicking the link in the description box below. And finally, if you join Rakuten with my referral link in the description box below, and spend at least $20, Rakuten will give you $20 cash back. This means that you can buy an item through Rakuten with one of their referral links, such as Nike, for $20, and Rakuten will give you $20 just for making that purchase. This is just an incredible deal that I would love for everyone to take advantage of. Okay, so until next time, I'll see you guys, and I hope you have a great day today.